Hello there, Facebook people. Welcome to this live. It's Divya Mystery here, and I want to tell you about how to make offers. How to make offers that convert, that are not awkward. You know, them offers that just are easy and real and work. And so I want to teach you a little bit about that here today. Hey there, Moyata. That's a cool name, Moyata. If you're here, say hello in the comments below. If you're watching the replay, give me a replay in the comments below so I know that you're here and you're watching, and I'd love to know more about you. Look, here's the thing. I remember the very first time, if you rewind, probably, how long ago was it? About 8 years ago. It was the first time, 7, 8 years ago. It was the first time I ever ran a webinar, made an actual offer out there. And I remember this day really distinctly. I'd spent the whole day preparing, a number of days beforehand preparing, and I was going into this webinar and I was like, right, I've got to be really pumped up and energized. I've been to loads of Tony Robbins events and I was like high five and jumping up and down. I was getting really pumped and energized, and I was like reading my notes over and over and practicing it over and over and over again to try and get it pinpoint perfect. And here's the thing, is when I did that, I got into this state, and then I was like, yeah, we're going to make these sales, and I'm going to try and make these sales the best that I can make. And by the way, what I'm about to teach you is applicable to anybody, anywhere. Selling anything, whether you're attracting people for anything, this works, right? And here's the thing, I got pumped up and hyped up, and it worked, and I got some sales. But I can tell you, after that webinar, I literally had to lie down for I had to go to sleep for like an hour because I was so drained energetically. Absolutely drained. Hey there, Matt. Great of you to join us. And Dossie. Hey. And what happened is I was trying to copy a particular way of doing things, or what I thought was a particular way of doing things. Hey there, Amster. Great of you to join us. By the way, if you're here, give me a hi. If you're watching the replay, say replay in the comments below. Let me know that you're here. And remember that day. And I was like highly pumped up, and I was doing it. And we made a load of sales. Don't get me wrong. We made a load of sales. It was great. And then we did it again. So then I thought, you know what, how am I going to make more sales? How am I going to make more sales? I'm going to be more salesy. Well, obviously, I've got to be even higher energy. I've got to jump up and down more, and and this continued for a while. Until it got to the point where I was like, I don't know. I mean, I looked at some videos that I did. Hey there, Heidi. Great of you to join us. So I remember looking at some videos I did a few years ago, and I watched these videos, and I was just like, I felt tired watching myself because I was just talking so fast. I mean, I know I can talk fast, but these videos were like, I can't believe how fast I was talking. And then what I started to do is I didn't see any additional sales, and I didn't really know what was working, what wasn't. I thought the reason I was selling is because I had all this energy, just pure energy. And people talk about that. You've got to have the right energy, of course. You've got to have the right energy. You've got to feel like, yes, this is working for me, right? Thanks, Matt. Thanks for sharing the newbies group. And thanks for being on here, by the way, especially with what's happened recently. Condolences, or my love goes out to your family. Hey, Vicky. So I was like being really hypey and like energized and all that, and I thought that's what sold. I didn't realise what sold. Now, if you've been on this journey, you probably know this, right? You pick up something from somebody and it works, and then you kind of decide out of that thing which part of it actually works, and then you try and do more of that, and then you see them do something slightly different, then you pick up on that thing and you try and do more of that. Hey there, Jess. And then so I saw somebody else then start doing these complicated titles. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to make the titles really complicated. So I started making the titles of my offers really complicated, because that's obviously the way to convert people. And I actually saw a drop in the number of people converting. And I was like, I don't understand what's going on. So then I tried something else and something else and something else. And I'm sure you've probably done this before, right? You try something, and this probably applies to everything in life, really, not just making offers. But it's making offers as well, right? So you try something, you see someone succeed at something, you try that thing, and you pick up the things, you pick up the bits out of what they're doing that you think is working using your filters. And then you try that and you implement that, and maybe it works, and you go, yeah, I've got it, I've figured it out. And then you try something else, you add something else in, and you implement something. And what happens over a period of time, you start to pick up stuff and do it, but you don't know why it's working, and then it stops working, then you don't really know why it's not working, because you've seen it and you've copied it. And I've gained a lot of experience and stuff just by copying other people. And that's how I've kind of learned. But hey, there's a way of kind of shortcutting that by knowing exactly what actually does work. Hey there, Magnus. Thanks for joining. And Graham. Hey there, Graham. Great to see you on here. By the way, if you're here, say hello in the comments. Please like and share this. If you're on the replay, put replay in the comments as well. And what happens is you end up feeling kind of... I remember the first time I ever made a sale, I felt really awkward. I was like, "Ooh, this is like, I was like jiggling around, trying to be high energy and like pumping myself." I'm like, yeah, like maybe if I'm just really high energy, then it won't feel weird. It just feels weird all the time. And here's the thing: even if you learn how to sell, what happens is you kind of feel weird because you learn a manipulative way of selling. That's what most people teach, is how to manipulate people into buying, not influence them into buying, but manipulate them. And you see this over and over and over again. Hi there, Carl. Great of you to join us. And it's awkward and weird. Hey there, Josh. Great of you to join us. Hey there, buddy. And it feels weird and awkward and stuff. And actually, it's really simple what you actually need to do. And I whittled this down to like a 3-step process. I call it the 3 W's of making an offer, right? It's the 3 W's. You don't need to be weird and manipulative about it. You just need to know these 3 W's. And all the rest of this stuff, yes, it can add to what you're doing. Maybe it increases the conversion by 0.5% or 1%. But here's the thing. If you're like, hey there, Tamkin, great of you to join us. If you're at a level where you haven't got a massive audience, which to be honest, there's a lot of people who don't have a massive audience, you have a small audience, all them little techniques to try and get an extra sale here or extra sale there aren't really going to result in a huge difference. That's the reality, right? A 1% difference to a 100-person audience, right, is very small. And it can make a difference, but what you really want to work on is that core part of what you're saying, your core message, the core way in which you're presenting your offer. Hey there, Jeremy, great of you to join us. That core bit of how you're making your offer is the thing that's going to make the biggest difference when you've got a smaller audience. When you've got a massive audience, you probably nailed that main message, and then all them little kind of things are going to make a big difference. Does that make sense? And then 1% tweaks make a difference when you're at an audience of 10,000, 100,000. But if you're at a small audience, 100 people, 1,000 people, a couple of thousand people, them small tweaks don't really make the big difference. What makes the big difference is your message. The way you present the offer and how deeply you understand how you present the offer is what's going to make the big difference here. And so all them other things don't really work until you get big. And when you get big, them tweaks make a big difference. So 1% of 100,000 people is a lot, but 1% of 1,000 people isn't massive. So it's the 3 W system that I kind of put together. Now, the 3 W's, great question, Dulcie. What is the 3 W's? What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put, I can't teach the whole thing in this live, but I'm going to put a free training together for it. I'm going to briefly go over it now, but if you want the actual training where I go into it deep, then put a yes below here. Give me a yes, and I'll give you a link to the actual training. I'm about to record it after this. Completely free, you don't have to pay for it, don't worry about that. But the 3 W's is kind of, the 3 W's is what, why, and what. What you're offering, why you're offering it, and what they need to do next. Now that seems quite simple, but what I want to jump into and what I'm going to deep dive into in this training, exactly how that relates to your product, your offer, and how that. Hey there, Brian, great of you to join us, and Joe, and delve into exactly how you can turn that into how you present your offer. Okay, so you take that construct, that framework, and then you put your offer into that framework. And the reason this works, look, I've taught people this, and I remember last time I taught it to somebody, they took it and they implemented it pretty much the same day, maybe the day after, I can't remember, basically pretty much straight away. And hey there, Ellie. And what happened is they were struggling with sales at this point in time. They'd had a track record of getting sales, right? They got a load of sales before. They had that track record. And then what happened is somehow sales stopped. And the reason was they didn't really know how to structure their offer in a way that would actually convert. Now look, don't be confused by how simple this sounds. The simplicity is what makes it work. And the thing is, you can take this. There's probably going to be like a 10-15 minute training. You're going to take this and then you can implement it like literally straight away. Like you can take it and do it straight away. It's not going to take you a lot of time. You can start implementing it on your lives. You can put it on your sales letters. You can put it into your emails. You can put it into your social posts. Whatever, wherever you want to use this, you can use this. And when you use this, you're going to see that your offers are going to start converting. If you use this structure every single time you make an offer, you'll start to see your offers convert. Because it doesn't involve manipulation. It doesn't involve you kind of using tricks and being sneaky and manipulating and using strategies. It's just a nice, simple way to go out there and get them people to want to know what you have to offer and then buy it, right? Without using all that stuff. Because look, here's the thing. Hey there, Carl. Hey there, Sarah and Carl. Thanks, Carl. I will send it to you once I've recorded it, of course. And here's the thing. The manipulative things. I don't know about you, but when someone manipulates me, I feel it in my heart. It's not just a thing. I was actually on a sales call a couple of weeks ago. It was a strategy call. That was obviously a sales call, and that's cool. I knew that beforehand. I was cool with that. But they were using so many manipulative strategies. By the time I got off the phone, I literally felt like crying. Like I just had to go and lie down for a good half. I just stopped working for like another hour because I just needed to like reconnect to what is true and not let all that stuff affect me. And I felt manipulated. I don't like being sold to like that. You probably don't like to be sold to that. Now look, of course, when you've got an audience, you want to make sure there's a reason that they're going to take action and move forward in their journey with you, right? Of course, you want them to actually move forward, but you don't want to go out there and start manipulating them. That doesn't create long-term trust. I want to create long-term trust. I know that if I create long-term trust, people are going to come back over and over and over and over and over again and continue to buy and refer from me and refer people to me and engage with me. And trust is the currency of business. Everything else, all them tactics, all that other stuff doesn't matter. Trust is the only thing that actually matters in business and in life, actually. If people trust you, it means you're a good person and you're doing good things. And I know that if you're a good person and you're watching this, you're going to want in on this training. So give me a yes below if you want it. And when it's recorded later today, I'll send it to you. And it's a non-manipulative way of using the what, why, what method of presenting your offers. Dorsey said that's true. Carl said yes. Paz is watching. Hey there, Paz. Great of you to join us. It's a non-manipulative way of doing it, right? Trust, and Dorsey said trust is hard. Trust is hard. It's true. And here's the thing in marketing, right? We can build that trust in marketing, but then if we start manipulating at some point, just to get a sale, what happens is you just lose that trust. It's actually quicker to lose trust it's quicker and harder to lose trust than the amount of effort it takes to build it. It takes a lot of effort to build it, but you can lose it like that. And so that's why, and I'm telling you this from my own experience. Hey there, David, great of you to join us. Thanks, Heidi said yes. I'm telling you from my own experience. I've done this where I've built an audience and then I've done all these tactics just to get sales because I thought that's the only way of getting sales. And people have lost trust with me as a result. Not all of my audience, but some of my audience. And then it's harder to sell to them again because they lose that trust. And it was because I was using all... I remember, like, I'll give you a quick story. I remember when I first started marketing and I was copying some... Joseph said, preach. Also, yes, I take whatever people are saying yes to. I will send it to you, Joe. Mohammed, hey, great for you to be on here. There's some more comments here. Heidi said yes. Cool. I remember when I first started marketing, I'd use all these techniques. So don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with using some of these, but basically what I try to do is use every single one of these techniques, and I would make the offer like, it's running out in 10 minutes. It wasn't running out in 10 minutes. I just put a timer on the page to pretend it was running out in 10 minutes. And all these things, right? But the number one, like I said, the number one thing that actually sells is clearly offering the right people the right thing. And if you position that correctly, that thing, that part, you'll get sales. It's as simple as that. You will get sales. You don't need to be manipulative. You'll just get sales because you're not manipulating, right? And I used to use all these tactics and strategies of like highlighting words and making them italic, and then putting these like countdown timers and finding softwares that will help make these countdown timers end in 10 minutes as soon as someone hits the page. Buy this now with these amazing bonuses and bonus 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe you've seen this before. I remember years ago in internet marketing, when I was first learning, and I'd come across a page with a product for $7, right? $7, right? And it would have like literally 25 bonuses. And and I bought it because I was like, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't really know what the offer was. I was confused. And now I look back on that and I think, if you got to offer 25 bonuses, is that product really worth $7? So what I want to do is I want to go through, in this training, I'm going to do it completely free. And I'm going to go through the 3 things, the what, why, and the what. And actually, I've just decided what I'll do is I'll also go into, I might go into a little bit more than just that. I think I'm going to go into a little bit more than just the what, why, and the what. And a bit into I'm going to delve a little bit into the psychology of, into understanding the psychology behind your target audience and understanding them and where they're coming from, so that your offer makes sense to them. Because we can just go out into the world with offers, but unless your offer makes sense to your target audience, then this is not going to work. So I'm going to go into that in this. And if you want that, say yes in the comments below. By the way, does anybody have any questions right now? Just, if you've got questions, there's loads of us here. If you're watching, say hello. If you're on the replay, put replay below. If you've got questions about what I just spoke about, I'd love to answer your questions, by the way. So just whack the questions below. If you don't, then that's totally cool. We'll just come off and I'll go and record the thing, and then, well, I'll probably have lunch first, and then I'll go and record the thing, and then I'll get it out to everybody. But if you got a question, I can see the comments. Ask away. I'd love to answer your question around this topic of how to make offers that convert without feeling awkward and weird and manipulative and all that kind of random stuff that comes up for us, Can you just repeat the 3 W's again, please? Yeah, what, why, what? Is what, why, what. Obviously, I'll go into the details of the what, why, what in the training, but it's what, why, what. How do you get people's trust? That's a really good question, Dulcie. That's a really good question. Maybe I need to do a whole live on this. I'm going to give you a short answer because it's a deep question that you could actually spend a whole load of time on. But effectively, the short answer is, don't be a douchebag. Be a real human. Be like a normal human. So what I mean, let me go into what I mean by that. People have this tendency to treat social media differently to how they would be out and about, right? If you actually read a social media post or someone's comment, often what happens is people become keyboard warriors online, and they believe that they can act differently online as they do in person and still build trust somehow. And because so many people are using social and so many people are talking about it, people also believe that building trust online is quicker and easier than building it in person somehow. It's the magic pill. It because there's so many marketers. The reality is, because there's so many marketers out there, marketers ruin things, right? We go out there and we market about the stuff that we know about, and we help people, and then we ruin things. And what I mean by that is, we make something that works to a point where it doesn't work anymore because so many people are using it and doing it, right? So back 9 years ago when I started, what I did back then doesn't work anymore. Because because back then there wasn't as much competition. The algorithms on Facebook and Instagram wasn't even really about. But on Facebook, the algorithm was really easy. I'd type out a post, and I get loads of comments. Like loads of people will comment, and now that doesn't really work, because the reality is that it's all moved on. Like lives like this get more comments, but just posts by themselves don't tend to. So going back to your question, and I feel like I went on a bit of a tangent there, but hopefully that was useful. How do you gain people's trust? Is be real, be honest, provide real value for people. So online, how do you get people's trust? Is provide value. And think of people as individuals. That's the big thing people lose online, is they go, right, let's go social media. Facebook's got 2.5 billion active accounts on Facebook. At any given day, now it's probably higher than this number, but previously at any given day, 1 to 1.2 billion accounts would be logged into on a daily basis on Facebook. Probably higher now because everyone's at home, right? So it's probably coming close to 2 billion a day or 1.5 billion, whatever. And as a result of that, people think, oh, well, I can just not treat people like individuals. And if I just advertise or do this strategy or that strategy, then that itself is going to work. But you've got to treat people like individuals. You've got to be you, and you've got to be real. Because people who will buy from you are the people who most resonate with you. The people who are most like you are most likely to buy from you. And so you build that trust by being real. Like behind the scenes, obviously you don't always see this online, but behind the scenes I love connecting with people on Messenger and stuff, and I will message people and see how they're doing. Or for example, someone might say, hey, great to connect, and I might ask them the story about how they got to where they got to in business. And that's just like a real question. If I was at a networking event and I met someone, I might say, why did you come here today? Or how did you get into business? Or what's your strategy? Or where are you from? Or what are you looking for? Or how can I help you? And stuff like that. And I'd spark a conversation. And online, people have this tendency to go, oh, well, online's different. We don't need to spark them conversations and have them relationships. We just need the sales tactics. And look, don't get me wrong, them tactics do work. But if you really want to build people's trust, you've got to do them things that you do offline. You think about it. Most of you here, or a number of you here, may know me personally. How did we build that trust? Is that you didn't just meet me one day and all of a sudden you trust me. It took like you, for example, Dosey. Like when you first met me, you probably didn't trust me. It was fine. Nobody trusts me first time. No one's going to trust anybody the first time they meet them. But over time, we build a relationship and you start trusting each other, right? So that's the answer. Hopefully that covered it. What are you having for lunch? Good question. I have a massively varied lunch every day. I joke, I don't. Either lentils with broccoli and rice, or chickpeas with broccoli and rice. The rice also does vary with different types of rice. Josie said, honesty gains trust. Heidi said, yes to psychology. I like the idea of marketing to the right people for your product. Then you can, I think you mean be authentic. Yes. That's critical in marketing, is marketing to the right people. You got an offer, if you market it to the right people, you create sales. Often what can happen in marketing, and why people lose their momentum, they have this energy at the start and they lose their momentum, is because they've got an offer and it's a brilliant offer, and they might even be presenting it in a brilliant way. It might be awesome. But if you offer that to the wrong audience, hardly anyone's going to buy. When they don't buy, you feel bad. You feel, oh, this marketing thing doesn't work. Let me forget it. Go and do what I was doing before, or whatever. And all it is that you've got the wrong market, or you don't have a big enough market. That could be the case. Or the alternative is you've got the right market, but you just don't know how to make the offer to them. So what I'm going to show you in the training is, if you've got the right market, but you don't know how to make the offer to them, then I'm going to show you how to make the offer to them. I'm not going to show you how to get the market in the training. So you kind of got to have a market of some sort already. Then I'm going to show you how to make the offer to them in the free training. But you're right. It's the psychology of getting into their mind. A very well-known marketer, and I can't remember which one said this. It could have been Dan Kennedy, but I'm not sure. He said marketing is the art of entering the conversation somebody's already having in their minds, right? So someone's already having a conversation. You've got to enter that conversation, not go upstream and start a different conversation, not start a conversation where they go, no, don't know what you're on about. Have a conversation that they're already having in their minds, right? Thanks for all the thumbs up and the hearts and all that. I really appreciate that. Have that, start with that conversation, and then you're going downstream and it's really easy and it flows, right? Hey there, Matt. Great of you to join us. Dulcie tags Sam. Jitesh. Hey there. Great of you watching to watch. Got some more tags here. Tags, tag. Dulcie's going crazy tagging. Thank you. And somebody else is giving me loads of hearts and thumbs. Thank you so much. Please share this, by the way. If it's valuable, please share it. I'd love for more people to know about this live and share this live and get the knowledge from this live. I don't see any other questions at the minute. If you do have any questions, put them below. I'm just going to repeat what I'm going to be doing in this training, because there are some... I've got a piece of paper, by the way. I always write stuff down. Some people go, that's unprofessional. I don't really care, because I want to make sure I get my message across to you. And get all of my message across to you, not just a bit of it. Hence why I write it down. So what I've got is a free training. I'm about to record it after this. And in that free training, I want to teach you the 3 W's of making an offer. What, why, what. And in that, I'm going to go into a bit of the psychology of how you create that offer, how you position that offer, how you take what you've got and put it into an actual offer that makes sense for your audience and presents it in a way where it's not awkward, where it's not manipulative, where it's not weird, where it's not trying to get people to do something where they don't really want to do it and all that kind of stuff. Like the other week I was on a strategy call and they're trying to manipulate me into buying, and I'm like, I don't want to buy. It's as simple as that. But the main reason I didn't want to buy is because they were trying to manipulate me into buying. They are incredibly good at what they do, and I did actually want to buy. But as soon as they started manipulating, I went, I don't want it. I don't want it. And I went to somebody else. I went to somebody else who teaches the same thing to buy from them. Yes. So the 3 things are what, why, what, Dulcie. I'm like, if you just put yes in the comments, I'll send you the training as well. So you get the full training if you want it, that is. No obligation. But it is what, why, what. They're the 3 W's that I'm going to teach in that training. And it works because it's simple, it's quick, it's to the point. It's going to be a short training. I'm not going to get on there and do a 90-minute webinar or anything like that. It's going to be like to the point. You're going to be able to take it, copy it, use it in your business straight away. Or if you don't have a business, in something else in your life, whatever else you might use that in. Yeah, cool. So if you want that, by the way, if you're on the replay still and you haven't put replay below, please like and share this with other people and let them know about it. And if you have any other questions from this, put it below. I'd love to comment and answer them questions. And you know, if it's not live, then at some other time I'll answer them questions. But if you want in on the free training, then put yes below and I'll send you that free training. And Joseph said, what about the 5 D? I don't know what you're on about, man. The 5 Ds. Yeah, the 5 Ds, whatever that is. I don't know. That's some, yeah. Joseph, you're going to have to go live and talk about the 5 Ds. Hey, I've got a family member on here. Hey, buddy. Hello. Just to make it really awkward. That is my auntie. Oh, sorry. Cousin. Wrong thingy. Joseph, dodge, dip, duck, dive, and dodge. Yes, they are the 5 Ds, but you're going to have to go live and do a live stream about that, and I'll watch you straight after this. Hey, okay, so going to wrap up. If you want to, brilliant film by the way, Dodgeball. If you want the training on the 3 W's, then put yes in the comments below. I'm going to teach you exactly how to make offers that's simple, direct, to the point, makes sense, that's not manipulative, doesn't feel awkward. You can use it on lives, on emails, on webinars, on anywhere you're making an offer. Basically, if you've got the audience and you don't know how to make the offer in a way that is smooth, then I'm going to teach you how to do it authentically. give me a yes in the comments below, and I'll send you that training as soon as I've recorded it later today. Thank you so much for coming on this live. I really enjoy this live, and I'm so grateful there's so many people on there. I know everyone's at home. It's great of you to watch. If you shared it, thank you so much for sharing it and liking and being here and turning up and interacting and asking questions. If you want the training, give me a yes below, and I'm going to see you on the very next live. Or you might see me in the training or some other point in time. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day in lockdown, in quarantine, and remember to stay safe and go out and actually go for a walk and do some exercise, because it's going to help your mindset in this time. And obviously stay safe and do your best to not get or pass the virus on to other people. M Star said, keep going. I don't have anything else to say unless you have a question. So yeah, give me a yes below if you have, if you want in on the free training. And I will speak to you all sometime soon.